So with the pockets of protests going on across the country, um, by hungry people shouting for hunger and hardship in the country, NLC organized a strike, which was cancelled just a day into the strike. So instead of completing 2 days, it was just 1 day, and then they cancelled it out based on allegations of threats and intimidation from federal government. So in line with that, Sani, the former senator from Kaduna Central, has come out to air his own view, saying that the protest this country should avoid actually is the organic one that will be led by nobody but the hungry people. Okay, because right now, with the strike action at NSC, or the protest that NSC organized, the presidency was lambasting the NLC, saying that they can't fight them and intimidating them and all of that, trying to intimidate the NLC. But the way it is now, even with the protests being called up by NLC, there are still protests in each of the states led by nobody. So based on the way things are going and with the way people are reacting both on ground and on social media, online, Sani has come to say that the protest this country should work hard to avert is the organic one led by the hungry people. Okay? And that is the truth, because that one will have no leader, nobody to hold responsible, accountable, nobody to arrest, except you're just going to arrest anybody you see, the way it was done in Niger State, where women came out to protest and the police came to arrest all the women. Later, they were released anyway. So I said that is the type that you have to build more prisons, because people will prefer to go to prison now than to go home hungry without food and without security. Okay, so let's dive into the details and see what more Sani has to say. The former senator who represented the good people of Kaduna Central Senatorial District, Senator Sani, has noted that the protest Nigerian government must work hard to avoid is organic protest led by the hungry people, the homeless, the unemployed, the downtrodden, and the dregs of the streets. Speaking further, Senator Sani made it known that such protest doesn't come with notice of date of commencement or date of suspension, noting that such protest is led by people who have nothing to lose but their shackles. Exactly. So Senator Sani made this disclosure in a post he made on his official X handle on Friday morning, noting that this is the type of protest the government must avoid. In addition, Senator Sani noted that the protests controlled by the labor unions, the organized civil society organizations, or opposition parties are not the most dreadful protests. So he wrote, the most dreadful protests are not the controlled ones organized by the labor unions, the organized civil society, or the opposition parties. The protest this country should work hard to avert is the organic one led by the hungry, the homeless, the unemployed, and the downtrodden, and the dregs of the street. This kind of protest doesn't come with notice of date of commencement or date of suspension. This protest is the kind led by people who have nothing to lose but their shackles. Yes, so this is the kind of protest the government and nation must avoid. Exactly. And I tell you, that is the gospel truth. Okay? The protests organized by labor, civil society organizations, and all others are not the worst of it, because those people have leaders, they have leadership, they have organizers. So there are people you can pinpoint and who are responsible, and there are people you can negotiate with. Okay? Like NLC, you negotiate with the NLC executives. Other civil society organizations also have the executives and the leadership that you can call to a round table for discussion. But when the downtrodden, the dregs of the street, the poor, the homeless, okay, lead that kind of protest, first of all, you can't hold anybody responsible for organizing it. They don't tell you when the protest will start or when it will be suspended. You don't have anybody to negotiate with, because there's nobody leading it. So those are the most difficult type of protest, and it can escalate in different directions uncontrolled. So those kind of protests are the one uncontrolled protests that Sani is talking about, that the government must work hard to avert it. Otherwise, it's going to be something terrible. And we're already getting there, because like the one that happened in Kano, where women association of bakers, people that bake bread and all those flour things, came out to protest against the hike in price of flour. Then the people of Niger State, women basically came out to shout about the high cost of foodstuff in the market and all of that. Okay, so this kind of people, another set of women came out from Ogun State, and they even said if they see Mr. President that they will beat him. Okay, that they didn't vote him. So a lot of women, homeless, and people who are downtrodden, who have nothing to lose but their shackles, are the ones that are already even online right now. They are even on social media, they're on TikTok, they are everywhere, and they're also on ground shouting in their markets. So those people don't have leadership. They don't have anybody to negotiate with. They don't have anybody you can hold responsible. So, and if we start, it's going to be so organic that the confusion will be so difficult to manage. And that are the kind of people that Sani is saying that the government must prevent from leading the strike or getting into protest, because the government will not be able to handle it. And that makes a bit of sense, because if that kind of strike started, a big power, according to Yoruba people, a big power. So the hunger that is hitting them is what is going to drive them out. And they have nothing to lose. They say, all die and die. You stay for that house, no food, you go die. You come and come protest, they go shoot you, you go die. So which one now? All die and die. They go enter street at once. And once that kind of protest starts, government not go fit stop them. Nobody will fit stop them. The same hoodlum when they fear say they will take over protest, will take over that organic one, and they will not be able to hold anybody responsible for it. That is the truth. So the government need to do something now before it is too late. But now they are looking at issues that are affecting the people who are already highly placed. But all the policies and all the laws and all the things they are doing, no one is positively affecting the positively affecting the downtrodden and the hungry people on the street. Okay, and those are the people that should drive the kind of policy we are making in the country as leaders. Anything you do that does not cut across all categories of persons in the society, there's nothing, no job done, no job done. Somebody is saying here, say yes, because that one will not print banners and no nice placards, will not sing and dance wearing fancy jeans and colorful t-shirts, and they don't exactly know where protest stops and where rioting begins. And they will have and display a very subjective sense of whom the enemy is, a picture of true chaos. It is coming. So if the government is sensible, they should do everything possible to stop that kind of protest from happening. Because if it starts, Nigeria is in for it. So thank you for listening. Let's have a comment. That is what Sani is trying to tell the federal government.